Good day and welcome. You're watching St. Maarten NEWSDESK, where we bring you the latest and most important stories around the island and beyond. With your anchor crew, Alston Lawrence, Glenda York, Tiziana Hart, and Mizzy with the Sunshine Report. This broadcast is brought to you by TV15 and proudly produced by Great Bay Media Studios in Philipsburg, St. Maarten. And now, let's jump straight into today's top headlines.
Missing teen found safe. The police force has confirmed that 16-year-old Fabricia Matilda, who was reported missing earlier last week, has been found safe and is now back in contact with her family. According to police, Fabricia presented herself at the Philipsburg police station on Wednesday, June 17th. Officers immediately notified her parents, and a follow-up meeting with the juvenile department has been scheduled to provide guidance and support for both the teenager and her family. The update brings a positive conclusion to a case that generated significant public concern after police issued an island-wide appeal for assistance. Fabricia had been reported missing after she was last seen leaving school in South Reward on June 16th. Police thanked the community for its cooperation and emphasized the important role the public plays when missing person alerts are issued. While this case ended safely, it follows several missing person reports on the island and within the wider Dutch Caribbean over the past year, most of which have fortunately been resolved after public appeals and police investigations. Authorities continue to encourage families to report disappearances promptly, allowing officers to respond quickly and maximize the chance of a safe outcome. Mullet Bay master plan process begins. Sun Resorts has announced the start of a master plan process for Mullet Bay, marking a new step toward outlining a possible future for one of St. Maarten's most significant and emotionally important areas. The company says the process is not a final development announcement, but a planning and public education framework intended to provide clearer information, reduce speculation, and support more constructive dialogue. Sun Resorts says Mullet Bay holds deep meaning for the community because of its connection to memory, recreation, tourism, public interest, and long-standing questions about the area's future. To guide the process, Sun Resorts has engaged Liongo Architecture, an architecture and urban design firm with experience in the Netherlands and the Dutch Caribbean. Architect Liongo has lived and worked on St. Maarten and is familiar with the sensitivity and history of the Mullet Bay property. The master plan process will consider technical planning, environmental awareness, accessibility, heritage value, and long-term benefit for St. Maarten. Sun Resorts says future updates will explain the planning principles, stakeholder engagement, and the next steps as the process develops. Belvedere housing plan submitted. Vromi Minister, the Honorable Patrice Gums, has received a housing development plan for Belvedere North from St. Maarten Dejan Daly, a student at Breda University of Applied Sciences. Daly submitted the plan as his final thesis after completing a 6-month internship with the Ministry of Vromi. His thesis, titled Resilience Through Spatial Design, presents possible development scenarios for the Belvedere North parcel recently purchased by government. The research focuses on how urban design can help communities build and maintain hurricane resilience through public space, infrastructure, and neighborhood planning. Daly's preferred scenario includes apartments, housing for vulnerable groups, townhomes, single-family homes, and a community center and a cemetery. The plan also emphasizes natural light, wind, drainage, community design, and working with the natural environment rather than against it. The ministry says the thesis will serve as the basis for the future Belvedere housing project. Minister Gums praised Daly's work, saying it supports government's goal of building safe, affordable, and quality housing for St. Maarten communities.
Hello, my people. My name is Glenda York of Sit, Sip and Chat and Moms in Paradise podcast. You can find us on TV15 St. Maarten, TVC St. Kitts, and on YouTube. Reporting from Great Bay Media Studios in St. Maarten, your NEWSDESK featured story is coming up. But first, here is Mizzy with the Sunshine Report.
Hey there, it's Mizzy with the Sunshine Report, straight out of Sunshine City, St. Maarten, bringing you the warmth and the sunshine you need to kickstart your day. So let's dive in today's forecast and see how the skies are treating us.
My lord, I heard there's a lot of teams that are coming to Battle of the Fittest this year. And I also heard that the Spanish team is coming back. How can we win? This is madness. Madness? This is Battle of the Fittest! This is where they die! This is where we win! This is war!
From June the 20th to July the 4th, 2026 is the Battle of the Fittest 10 basketball tournament live from the legendary NEWSDESK Sport Auditorium, featuring top teams from across the Caribbean: Sint Kitts, Stacia, Dominica, St. Maarten, British Virgin Islands, Dominican Republic, Curaçao, and Aruba. $10,000 US up for grabs. This is where legends are made. The Battle of the Fittest 10 basketball tournament from June the 20th to July the 4th at the NEWSDESK Sports Auditorium. Bring your A game because only the strong will survive.
This is war!
You could talk to your family, talk to your friends. Affordability and convenience, community connection, that makes sense. Reliability with experience, hey. For every life, every adventure, number one provider, they got ya. We tell them your data is always on. You can opt out whenever you want. Tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want the road. Control my data, yeah, yeah, yeah. Always connected every time, everywhere. Money low, but I never fair. I know, tell them is there. Connectivity, that's what I like. Flexibility, that's what I like. Reliability, that's what I like. Tell them, sign me up for life. Tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Come tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want to go. Come tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want to road.
CBCS keeps cautious policy stance. The central bank for Curaçao and St. Maarten has decided to keep its monetary policy stance unchanged, citing a strong external position but continued global uncertainty. CBCS says the monetary union's gross official reserves remain solid, with import coverage above 5 months. Reserves increased by 485 million guilders through June 1st, keeping import coverage at 5.5 months by the end of May. The central bank says the outlook remains positive, but risks continue from global developments, including the conflict in the Middle East, the war in Ukraine, commodity price measures, and uncertainty around international trade policies. Because the Caribbean guilder is pegged to the US dollar, CBCS says it is maintaining its policy in line with the US Federal Reserve, which also kept interest rates unchanged. CBCS will keep its pledging rate at 4.25% and its reserve requirement at 18.5%. The bank says it will continue monitoring local and international developments and adjust policy if needed. USM session draws strong interest. The University of St. Maarten says its recent information session drew a strong turnout from prospective students, parents, and community members. The event held on Wednesday, June 17, gave attendees a closer look at USM's educational pathways, including the Caribbean Foundation Year, GED, English as a second language, associate degree programs, and bachelor degree options. Representatives from the university also provided information on admissions requirements, tuition payment plans, and career opportunities. USM says several prospective students used the session to begin or complete applications for the August 2026 intake. Head of Marketing Shaban Gitterson said the turnout showed strong community interest in starting or continuing higher education at home. She noted that USM allows students to build confidence, strengthen academic skills, and save financially before pursuing further opportunities. USM will also participate in the upcoming job fair organized by the Department of Labor and Social Services. Applications for the August 2026 intake remain open. Rombley gets Dutch team call up. St. Maarten basketball standout Shaquille Rombley has received an unexpected opportunity to compete for a spot on the Dutch national men's basketball team. Rombley, who is 29 and from Philipsburg, was invited after being contacted by the Dutch Basketball Federation earlier this year. He is now taking part in preparations that include 2 exhibition games in China. Rombley began playing basketball as a teenager after moving to the United States for school. He later played at junior college and Lincoln University before building a professional career in Europe with stops in Germany, Austria, Iceland, and Denmark. Before basketball, Rombley was a volleyball player. He says the sport gave him structure, consistency, and a positive path, something he also sees reflected in youth basketball programs on the islands. Rombley says he is grateful for the opportunity and is focused on enjoying the moment while showing what he can bring to the team, including speed, defense, and high-energy play.
Hey there, I'm Venicia Herbert, and welcome to the Community Billboard. This is your space, where the people, places, and heartbeat of the St. Maarten community get to speak for themselves. Whether it's an event worth showing up for, a business worth knowing about, or a cause worth caring about, you'll hear it right here. So, settle in, because what's coming up next just might be exactly what you've been looking for. Welcome to the NEWSDESK Community Billboard.
Every summer, young people across St. Maarten are ready to learn, grow, and contribute to the workforce. All we need is an opportunity.
As youth, we are calling on businesses, organizations, government departments to step up and invest in the future of our island through corporate social responsibility.
By opening your doors to young people, you are helping to build a stronger, more prepared St. Maarten for tomorrow.
A summer job is more than just work experience. It helps you develop confidence, responsibility, communication skills, and valuable professional experience that can help shape their future.
Your organization can make a real difference by becoming a host partner in the 2026 BOP program.
For more information, contact Department of Youth XSM on Facebook, email deptofyouth@stmartengov.org.
We are counting on you. Register today.
The 4th annual Mango Fest is coming up on Sunday, June 28th at Ebenezer Estate, but you have no idea how to get there. No worries, follow me. From the LB Scott Road, past the South Reward Catholic Church. Then take the last bridge before you reach the Milton Peters College. Take a right and head to the Ebenezer Estate Playground. Simple! You could either park outside of the venue or park at the Catholic Church and make a short walk to the event. Experience a tasty variety of mango dishes and juices, plus cultural and traditional games, fun giveaways for everyone, with live entertainment featuring King Bobo, Dow Steel Pan Orchestra, DJ Easy Rick, Generation New Status, STM Drum Band, Benjamin Bell, Swaliga Slangs, folkloric dancers, and more. Hosted by MC Rummer. It all takes place at the Ebenezer Estate Playground and entrance is free. For more info, contact 520-4943. The 4th annual Ebenezer Mango Fest, Sunday, June 28th, starting at 4 p.m.
To be part of our mailing list, send an email to newsdesksxm@gmail.com.
Let's put everything on the table. People always give their opinion, and you can either take it or crunch it. Let them judge. We give in to the most irresistible flavor. We devour every nugget that falls in our hands, especially when it's our crunchy fried chicken. And let the crumbs fly if needed. Let them keep judging. We'll keep indulging. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
You could talk to your family, talk to your friends. Affordability and convenience. Community connection, that makes sense. Reliability with experience. Hey, for every life, every adventure. #1 provider, they got ya. We tell them your data is always on. You can opt out whenever you want. Tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want the road. Control my data, yeah, yeah, yeah. Always connected every time, everywhere. Money low, but I never fair. I know, tell them it's there. Connectivity, that's what I like. Flexibility, that's what I like. Reliability, that's what I like. Tell them, sign me up for life. Tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Come tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want to go. Come tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want to road.
Before we wrap up, we take a moment each day to check in with our neighbors across the region. There's always a story worth paying attention to. Here's today's regional headline.
Regional Roundup highlights heritage, health, and Caribbean pride. Across the Caribbean, several initiatives are highlighting culture, education, and regional achievement. On Saint Maarten, the Rotary Club of St. Maarten Sunset donated a large digital television screen to the maternity ward at Louis Constant Fleming Hospital. The screen will be used to provide educational videos for expectant and new mothers on topics including breastfeeding, infant care, and newborn health. Meanwhile, heritage experts from across the Dutch Kingdom met on Saba for the first meeting of a new working group focused on colonial-era collections. The group is developing recommendations on the return and management of cultural artifacts while promoting stronger cooperation among Caribbean museums and heritage institutions. And in a move celebrating Caribbean excellence, the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank has announced that Grenadian Olympic champion Kirani James will appear on the new EC $5 banknote beginning in 2027, replacing the image of Queen Elizabeth II as part of a wider redesign featuring regional figures. Here's a fun fact: Kirani James made history at the 2012 London Olympics when he became Grenada's first ever Olympic gold medalist, putting the small Caribbean nation on the world sporting map.
Welcome back. Each day we take a moment to go beyond the headlines and look deeper into the issues, people, and conversations shaping life here on St. Maarten. Welcome to today's NEWSDESK feature.
The growing dispute between NV GEBE and the public has entered a more difficult phase. On one side are consumers demanding answers about bills, the fuel clause, disconnections, and the lasting effects of the 2022 cyber attack. On the other side is GEBE management warning that the company cannot survive if too many customers do not pay. At its first press conference under temporary manager Iris Arundel, GEBE presented figures that show just how serious its collection problem has become. According to management, more than 36 million guilders is currently outstanding across thousands of domestic and commercial accounts. GB says that only 58.6% of customers paid their May bills, while more than 9,500 customers are classified as delinquent. Arundel warned that the utility cannot continue operating on partial collections alone. Electricity and water systems still require fuel, maintenance, salaries, equipment, water purchases, repairs, mortgage payments, and investment in infrastructure. And she made the company's position clear. The customers who are paying are currently carrying the system for those who are not. But for many residents, that message does not settle the matter. Consumers are still questioning whether all bills are accurate, whether the fuel clause was fairly applied, whether charges from the post-cyber attack billing period have been properly corrected, and whether households should be disconnected while those questions remain unresolved. The Association for Consumer Protection, ACP-SXM, has made two demands its priority. One is the reversal of what it calls the retroactive fuel clause increase and a suspension of residential disconnections, including reconnected households that were already cut off. GEBE says those demands cannot be met. Arundel described both as impossible under the company's present financial position. She said GEBE paused disconnections for 2 weeks as a cooling off period, but argued that the company's cash flow immediately declined because customers stopped coming forward to settle their accounts. She also warned that disconnections may resume once the pause ends. That is where the public debate becomes more complicated. GEBE says it must collect closer to 100% of what it is owed in order to survive, invest, and improve service. But consumers say payment cannot be separated from trust. People need to understand their bills. They need to know where the fuel clause comes from. They need to know how old balances were rebuilt after the cyber attack. And they need to know that they are not being punished for errors they did not create. Management acknowledged that the cyber attack created major complications. Some historical information was lost. Bridge bills had to be created. Meter reading errors required corrections. Payments without account numbers remained difficult to match. Landlord-tenant disputes, outdated account information, deceased account holders, and rapid tenant turnover all add to the collection challenge. In other words, this is not only a story about people refusing to pay, it's also a story about a utility trying to rebuild a reliable billing system after a major institutional failure. At the same time, GEBE says customers should not expect immediate price relief. Arundel stated that electricity and water rates are unlikely to decrease, pointing to continuing volatility in global fuel prices and the company's wider operating costs. Former CEO and current facilities manager Kenrick Chittick also argued that St. Martin's base utility rates compare favorably with Curaçao. He said the heavier burden consumers are feeling comes largely from fuel costs and related charges rather than from GEBE's basic rate itself. But that comparison may not comfort households facing a bill they cannot afford. For many families, the issue is not whether under the island pays more. The issue is whether they can keep their lights on this month. The press conference also reopened the question of who should lead GEBE through this next chapter. As government prepares to reopen recruitment for a chief executive officer, chief financial officer, and chief operations officer, public debate is growing over whether the company should again look abroad or place more trust in experienced local professionals already working inside the utility. That question matters because GEBE does not only need a collection strategy, it needs leadership, stability, public confidence, better customer communication, stronger billing systems, and a long-term plan to reduce the island's dependence on imported fuel. For now, both sides are standing firm. ACP says consumers need immediate fairness and protection. GEBE says it needs payments in order to survive. The challenge is finding a path that recognizes both truths, because GEBE cannot function without revenue, but it also cannot rebuild public trust without transparency. Here is a part of temporary manager Iris Arundel's press conference, where she explained why GEBE says relief and disconnection suspensions are not possible at this time.
This is based on the number of contracts. Just now somebody asked, we have about nearly 23,000 contracts. So if we can see for the year 2022, we have a total of 939 contracts still did not pay 2022 bills. For 2023, 1,942. For 24, 3,792. As you see, it's continued to climb. And in 2026, right now, we have 16,021 persons and that did not pay their bills. Then we look at the amounts outstanding. We can see exactly the amounts here. They are in, it says guilders, right? It's XEG, yes, it's written in XEG. So you can see the outstanding over the months as we have. And this is where we are at GEBE right now. If we don't collect these funds, this is really keep putting GEBE in a real financial situation that, yeah, we know all the words what they have outside there. This is one of the causes why a lot of those things won't be able to happen based on how people are requesting. Because we have to we have to get a way to collect these bills, these outstanding amounts. I'm going over to the fuel clause because this is the next important one that people want to know. How is our fuel clause made up?
That's all the time we have for today's edition of St. Martin News Desk. Thank you so much for joining us. Remember, new episodes premiere every weekday at 8 a.m. on TV15 and across all our social media platforms. From all of us here at News Desk, we wish you a fantastic week ahead. Until next time, stay friendly, St. Martin.